Hi, this is Bob Berkevich, Agrigold agronomist. Today we're in a cornfield in south central Wisconsin that was planted about 3 weeks ago on May 8th. Since that time, this area has received about 185 growing degree units, or GDUs, and today we just want to take an early stand count and talk about some of the things that we're seeing out in this cornfield. We've laid a tape measure out between a couple corn rows and to a length of 17 feet 5 inches, which correlates to 1/1000th of an acre in these 30-inch rows. In one of these rows we counted 33 plants in that distance. The other row we counted 35 for an average of 34 plants, which correlates to 34,000 plants per acre. The target seeding rate for this field was 35,000 plants per acre, or seeds per acre, so we've got very good stands here compared to the seeding rate. The weather in this area, like many areas in the northern Corn Belt, southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa, central and eastern Wisconsin, has been very wet for the past 4 to 6 weeks, which has really delayed a lot of field work. In this area, I'd say 50 to 60% of the corn acres are planted compared to 80 or 90 in a normal year, and there's hardly any soybeans planted, maybe 10 or 15%, compared to greater than 50% in a normal year. So those rainfall events that have continuously come through this area that have delayed corn planting and field work in general have also affected the fields that have been planted between those rainfall events. And that plentiful moisture has actually really helped get these seeds out, these plants out of the ground. We've had warm temperatures in the middle of May that also really helped with the emergence. So next we're gonna go take a look at our seeding depth. Over here we dug a little trench next to a corn row, and we measured the depth of the seed from the surface down to the seed. And throughout pretty much all these plants, the seed depth ranged from 1.5 inches to 1.75 inches. The target seeding depth was 1.75 inches, so looks like we were relatively consistent, at least in this part of the field, for getting that seed depth that we were looking for. As we dig up one of these seedlings and take a look at the nodal root development, we don't really see a whole lot of sidewall compaction. We maybe have just a little bit of smearing from that seed disc here, but really it does crumble relatively well, and I'm sure that all the moisture that we've had has helped keep that seed wall from developing a density layer there. As we peel this apart, again we see that's going to be about 1.5 inches or 1.75 inches seed depth there. Try to knock some of this dirt off. And we'll take a look at these plant parts here. This is the first part of the plant to emerge from the seed. This is called the radicle, or the primary root. After that, the shoot, or the coleoptile, will start to come out of the seed, followed by these roots over here. And all of this together makes up the seminal root system that will supply some water and nutrients to the young seedling up until the nodal root system, which is this set of roots that develops from the crown of the plant right here. And this will start helping with the water nutrient uptake even now at this V1 stage, but will take a more prominent role from V3 and will basically take over the water and nutrient supplying responsibilities for the plant at about V6. We're going to dunk this in a bucket of water quick to get a better look at the color and the overall condition of the mesocotyl, which is this tissue here that grows from the seed up to the crown of the plant, which is where these nodal roots originate from. And we see that the nodal roots and the mesocotyl have basically a nice whitish color. They're very firm and very healthy. Now, if we were to see that these plant parts were brown or mushy or had a water-soaked appearance, that would lead us to believe that there was some sort of seedling blight or seed rot coming in and affecting this plant, and potentially could reduce our stands moving forward. But as of right now, I don't think we have to worry about that, at least what I see in this seedling right here. When we look at some of the above ground portions of the plant, we do see that it's a little bit yellower than maybe we would like, or maybe we would see in some years. And I've got some air temperature and soil temperature data here from about the past week. This blue line here is our high temperatures. The red line is our low temperatures. And the green line is our 2-inch soil depth temperatures for about the last week. And we see that we've had some declining temperatures throughout that time period, but I really want to point out this low temperature that declined all the way down to about 35 degrees on May 24th, which is a lot colder than we would like for our young corn development. Anything under 50 degrees and basically the corn plants don't grow whatsoever. And I think the colder temperatures as well as the saturated soil conditions that we've had, which have limited the root growth and limited oxygen supply to those roots, is part of the reason, or the main reasons why we're seeing some of this yellow corn that we are. And we've seen this yellow corn throughout the entire area where the corn has been planted and come up. So the forecast looks a little bit warmer this week, so that should help the corn green up a little bit. And if we are able to dry out a little bit more, that will also help oxygen get to the roots and green those corn plants up as well. So all in all, I'd say that this field does look to be in pretty good shape. I know this grower and a lot of other growers in the area wish they had more of their corn planted, but I think that they can at least feel good about the condition of the corn that they do have planted so far. I'd say looking forward, because of all this soil moisture that we do have, if we do have more moisture that comes this week, which is in the forecast, and if we do have a little bit cooler of temperatures, then we're going to want to come back out here and scout some more for potential seedling blights that could come in and discolor some of the mesocotyls, some of the roots, the crown tissue, and could potentially either stunt some corn plants or even reduce our stands by killing some seedlings as well. So that's something that we'll want to think about here moving forward for the next couple weeks.